Team, how are we? Welcome to the channel if you're new here. If you've been following for a while, well, welcome back, but you're about to see a brand new shift. It's been a hot minute since I've been on YouTube, and I kind of want to explain what's going to be going on. I set up this channel to show you a bit behind the scenes about what being a husband, a father, a business owner, a tactical athlete, strength and conditioning coach, and just somebody who is an all-round hybrid style athlete, if that's even a word that we want to use, to be fair. But you're going to see a shift, and you're going to see a shift because I want this to be about the people that are high-performing people, high-performing professionals, parents, everyday athletes that watch my channel and watch my shit. Those of you that want to learn how to train smart, learn how to train more effectively, learn how to move well, learn how to build a body that actually performs in everyday life because you're fed up of these bullshit cut and bulk cycles or these random shitfluencer workouts and fitness trends that storm most of social media. Now, I'm not here to sell anybody aesthetics at all or trends. And if you've come here for that, you're probably not on the right channel. But if you're here for some stuff behind the scenes, some real life, honest things that are going on, sharing my journey as I'm navigating through life, but more so you want to be educated. You want to learn more about fitness, health, performance, mindset, nutrition, and everything in between, and how you can bolster all of that that's going to actually make an impact in your life and not just for Instagram. I'm here to help you with that. I'm absolutely here to help you with that. I've coached elite tactical athletes all the way through to Olympians, busy parents, world record breakers, people juggling careers, kids, life, everything. You name it, our team have done it. And what works isn't fancy, despite what many people believe, but it's effective. And if we get it right, we can absolutely change the game. And that's what this is going to be about. So if you are done with the fluff and all of these comparison videos of you comparing yourself against somebody else's life because it looks like they're living the amazing Bali, Dubai, whatever dream, and you want to take a pinch to yourself and rebuild shit from the ground up, well, you're in the right place. And hopefully I can help you do just that. So, without further ado, let's get into today's YouTube video because I think it's going to be an absolute banger. Here we go. Your weekly training blueprint. I get inundated with questions all the time about how to set up training, how to get everything in. How do I train all of these qualities and still be good? How do I still stay jacked? How do I still look good in a pair of budgie smugglers when I'm down on the beach? And we all know summer's coming, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully I'm going to help answer that question. But ultimately, the goal in this training is to kind of, and this little workshop, this little webinar, if you will, is to give you the tools to become an athletic weapon. And if that sounds like anything you want, well, let me just say, this one is hopefully going to tick all the boxes that you need it to tick. And that's exactly what we are going to do today. So let's get started. There's a couple of core pillars that run as a theme with this. If you are somebody that is a self-proclaimed high performer, you are a parent, you are a CEO, a busy professional, juggling life, juggling training. If you're somebody who's an everyday athlete, whether you are in any sort of service, fire service, paramedics, tactical athletes, police officer, firearms officer, whatever it is that you do, and you need to feel fit, strong, capable, athletic for whatever life might throw or might not throw at you without trying to burn the candle at both ends, then this is for you. Or maybe you're somebody that's just fed up following trends. You've burnt bridges doing all fucking sorts of manner of training programs, and you sat there going, Dean, give me the answer, please. Well, I'm here to help you with that, as we've already gone into. So, this is why most programs that you've probably followed or plans that you've done don't work. Because they throw random workouts together that don't actually mean anything. They don't structure anything in a way that gives you what you need. That's the first thing. Let's be honest. Nobody gives you what you actually need because it's just pieced together with random hype crap. And you get these random ass workouts that do nothing for you. Secondly, only a good training program that's designed specifically for you, it's only good if you can recover from the training that you are being given. Most programs don't allow you the ability to recover from the training that you're putting in. Ergo, you end up burning out, you end up fatigued, you end up cooked, you end up with DOMs left, right, and center. We haven't fixed nutrition, you haven't done this. So no plan, a lot of plans don't consider recovery. This is a big pillar we've got to talk about. Another reason is most of it's just influencer hype and influencer fluff and hype style sessions. You've seen them. They are ridiculous 60, 70, 80, 90-minute high rocks sessions, or they're these wild CrossFit workouts, or even worse, some dude that's doing a pull-up on a bar whilst holding an assault bike and pressing a 20-kilo kettlebell overhead at the same time. And then he jumps into a handstand and a backflip. Impressive as a feat as it may be, it's not for you. And you probably can't fucking relate to that. The influencer stuff has got to go. And then finally, it's probably because you're trying to do everything all at once, every day, and we never get the opportunity to allow our bodies to do this wonderful thing called super compensation. And I'll explain more about that as we continue. And if you keep continuing following this channel, I'll absolutely get into the weeds of what that looks like. But trying to do everything every day all at once is not the way for you to move the needle in the right direction. So before we go further, I want you to follow a simple principle. I love this principle, and we live by this in the Catalyst Project. Train what you need. Train what you can recover from, all without losing what you've already built. Read that back to yourself. Train what you need. Train what you can recover from, all without losing what you've already built. If 90% of fitness enthusiasts carry this into what they do from a training perspective, physios might actually be out of a job. Who ever knew that? The point that we're trying to make is we want to remove that. No more guesswork. No more wrecking yourself every week, and no more stagnation or even worse, injuries. Could you imagine not having niggles, pains, issues, problems? Now, we're not miracle workers. We can't do all of those things, but we'll do a fucking good job trying. That's for damn sure. So I think it's worthwhile tapping into what's this training blueprint. I will kind of warn every single one of you watching this, if you're new here, profanity, get used to it. It's part of my language. If you don't like it, that's cool. That's fine. I get it. But I've been in the military for 20 years. It's probably going to come out time to time. And my father was a 25, 30-year veteran. Trust me, there's going to be profanity, but it gets the message across. So let's start with our 3-day-a-week training blueprint. How would I want to program my 3-day-a-week training blueprint if I had only 3 days to consider my training? Well, if I was going to do 3 days a week, and I'm going to break these down into really simple sessions, we're going to break them down to day 1. We're then going to do day 2, and we're going to look at day 3. Now, I really like this method that we call a horizontal integration model. What does that mean for you? Well, it means something really simple. It means that across each of the day, we have an A series, we have a B series, a C, a D, and in some cases, maybe even an E series, depending on the person, the athlete, the client, the avatar, the whoever it is, whoever those people might be. But there's something really important to note with these people that do these 3-day-a-week training splits. Understand that the progress you make is always going to be about what you can recover from. That's the main thing, right? You want to be able to recover from this training. There's no point in thrashing ourselves all of the time. So if this was me and I was doing a 3-day-a-week training split where I wanted to get everything in my program, from strength to conditioning, aerobic work, maybe some other stuff, my day 1 is going to be really simple. I'm going to probably break this down as strength and power. That's going to be a really good shape. What might we look at? I might look at some trap bar deadlifts initially. This is where we really hit those compound patterns. Why? It's a good deadlift pattern. It gives you the opportunity to get into a relatively good position. Why not do it? If I wanted to manipulate this and change this around, in my B series, I might do some power and priming work. This could look like any number of different things. For us, we like to put power and priming work first. So we might do box jumps and med ball throws after our warm-up. But these are interchangeable depending on what the focus is. The focus is strength. Do the strength stuff first. The priming stuff could be quite useful early on in the session to switch on the nervous system. We then move into our C series, and these are what we typically call assistance exercises. If it's a day like today, I might do something like some split squat variation. Let me just bring this up here. I might do some split squat variations. I could do some rows. I might even do some pushes. It depends on what you find is an appropriate exercise that works for you. For me, I might go trap bar deadlifts. My power and primer might be box jumps and throws. My C series, some assistance work, might be some Romanian deadlifts and some split squats. I might even do some accessory work like a superset of hamstring curls. And I might even do something core related, like a plank, a side plank, a kettlebell side bend, a carry, something along those lines. Anything. Now, not everybody's in the position to be able to go and do this E-series, which we would call maybe some concurrent conditioning or a way to add some hypertrophy to your session. You might do a 10-minute EMOM of hand release push-ups and inverted rows. Great effort on that. You might decide to go and do a 10-minute EMOM of row, some air dyne, some skill mill, ski erg sprints, whatever works for you if it's concurrent. So when we talk about day 1, this is about strength and power, an all-round quality program that actually keeps you in the fight and keeps you ticking over for longer. This is the key, right? This is the key, longevity. So what does day 2 look like? Well, I would maybe alternate this day week 1 and week 2, week 1 and week 2, or a week A and a week B. If it was week A, really easy. I'd do some sort of really, really simple, long, slow distance work, which could be a run. That could be anywhere from 5 to 10K efforts. I might work in and around a tempo effort. I might even put on some really low intensity steady state and keep it aerobic throughout. Really slow, steady, just conversational pace from start to finish. On week B, I might decide to do some interval repeats. This can look like anything. Really, really simple. We could do 3 lots of 6 minutes at a hard effort, at a 8 out of 10 RPE. And we could have maybe a 3 to 4 minute recovery between sets, rest between sets, R, B, S. Really easy for you to do on a 3-day training block. Again, alternating week A, week B cycles, and it gives you a great opportunity to build a program that works for you. We then move into what day 3 might look like. Again, following this A, B, C, D, E series, I might decide to do again, this is going to be a little bit more of a full body strength day. And I'll just put SB strength there. I might do some squat bits. Don't know what that might look like. Front squat, back squat, box squat, hack squat, belt squat, lots of different variations. B might be some assistance work. So for me here, I might do some strict pull-up stuff, maybe some weighted pull-ups or lat pull-downs. In my C series, I might do a really simple push-pull superset. So I might do dumbbell press, followed by dumbbell row. And then finally in my D series, depending on where I'm at or what I might be trying to hit, I might hit something like bear with me there, I might hit something like a side plank or maybe a single arm carry, whatever that looks like. And then finally in the E series, again, you could do some conditioning work. It might be some simple repeats. It could be some lunge work, some unilateral step-ups, dumbbell Russian step-ups, barbell step-ups. Again, remember, this is just a framework. This is just an example of what a 3-day-a-week priming session might look like, or 3-day-a-week block might look like. Now, if you are somebody who is a CEO, a busy performer, you value athleticism and health and mobility and strength and movement and performance, or if you're somebody who's like a minimalist hybrid, you're trying to mix this and blend this into your tactical athlete program. If you're a soldier, if you're in the military, you've got other commitments physically, these might be a really powerful way for you to get all of this covered off in your program. And then you aren't feeling absolutely deflated and cooked when it comes to the end of the week. Really, really important. So let's carry on with this principle. What does a 4-day-a-week training block look like? Now, for me, I like this horizontal integration model for a lot of people. If you're somebody who's got some high output, busy schedule, again, we will probably break this up into a really simple framework. And this is just something to go by. So again, we've got day 1, we've got day 2, we've got day 3, and we've got day 4. Obviously, not forgetting that our focus is still on making sure we can recover from the volume that we're training for. So going back through, we might have an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E series through our training program again. Now, all of the E series across this week, typically, if I was going to program for some people, is going to be either EMOMs, 6 to 10 minutes long. We might have some AMRAPs, which are as many reps as possible or as many rounds as possible, which again might be 2 to 3 rounds, short and sharp. We might have some recovery, mobility, flow. We might even have some very light conditioning on the row machine, ski erg, assault bike, watt bike, whatever that might be. But across the E series, again, it might be breaking it down really simple. So we might go squat pattern. And I'm going to make this a little bit quicker just for you to get some really simple stuff that you might look at. We might look at a unilateral leg exercise, unilateral lower. Again, dumbbell split squats, jump lunges, dumbbell Russian step-ups, reverse lunges, front foot elevated, whatever that might be. We then might look at something posterior related. So we might go ham curls, and we might go RDLs, whatever that might be. This is an example. And then in the D series, we could do, I don't know, some soleus lunges or soleus calf raises, just to get us a little bit more single leg work. Remember, this is kind of lower body related, right? So we're hitting a lot of lower body strength element session here. Okay, really, really simple to follow. Again, team, remember, I'm trying to give you as much value as I can here in this session so that we pull away lots of information to move forward with. Let's move into our second day, more upper body strength related. So we've got lower and we've got upper. With the upper body strength day, again, we might start with some pull-ups, loaded. I might move into something like something power related for the upper. I might do some hand release clap. Or I might do some supine med ball throws. I might do some slam balls. I could do some shoulder throws, rotational throws, that type of thing. We could add any sort of upper throw into this bit here. Again, let's build some rotational power whilst we're here. It's not just about how you look. It's important that we do it all. We then might add a superset in. We might have a dumbbell press and row. And what's really funny, if I was to show you my training and the same 12 to 15 exercises I do on rotation all the time, you'd be bored after a week. And that's why I don't really show a lot of my training. So I try and add bits and bobs where we can. But again, it's little things. And then we might have a little bit of a pump. I like an upper pump here. We might do some incline dumbbell curls. We might follow that up with some kneeling incline shoulder lateral raises, followed by maybe a little bit of a core exercise, some plank, side plank, maybe some rotational work, whatever that might be, some transitional stuff that we can look at. Again, we've got a good upper day. Day 3 might be, again, going back to what we put in this 3-day block, we might actually take this here. We might actually duplicate this, and we might cut and paste this in here. We might do a little bit of a low intensity steady state day, which is working on some aerobic development. Why can't we go and do some 40-minute repeats or on a watt bike, or maybe go and do some tempo intervals on the track, or just some rest days and breathing work? Why not? Again, so this is aerobic in this session here. Yeah, aerobic. Before we finish up with something that's more full body related. So again, remember what we've gone through here. We've gone through some squat patterns, some push and pull patterns. We probably need a good hinge pattern. So I might go up here and I might go either deadlift or trap bar. Deadlift is a great opportunity for us to dive into. We might look at, again, some heavy hinges or some powerful hinges. So I might do some kettlebell swing work. Love kettlebell swings, especially if they're leveraged well, like properly well. If not, I might do some hip thrusts, some barbell work, more hip hinge stuff, just to get that full body sort of complete session out the way. That's what we're looking at. And then we might add some cool little movements in here. We might do some single leg step ups. We might have some single arm shoulder press work. We might add the landmine in. Again, there's so many options and variability, that doesn't make any sense. So many options and variables that you can play with. This is how you would maybe design a 4-day-a-week training block. Now remember, this bit here is optional, the little conditioning thing at the end. Base it on fatigue. Base it on how you feel going into the day. If you feel shit, don't fucking do it. If you feel great and you feel like, do you know what? Yeah, I could get that little conditioning session in. We can pull something together and create something that's really easy for you to follow. Yeah, simple. Okay, for you absolute die-hard athletic weapons, what does a 5-day-a-week training session look like? That's a great question. And this depends, again, on you and what you're doing. Using the same premise of an A all the way through to an E series, let's think about what we're trying to accomplish here. All right. Now, we might have what I would like to call a lower max effort day. So here, I might do some priming. I then might go into a max effort ME squat pattern. From here, we might have some lower body work. So we might go some Nordics. We might use ham curls. Could be any number of different things, right? Anything. Up here, we might do some accessory pieces in this D series, where it could be some unilateral hip hinge stuff, just to get the body, making sure it moves well and we're not breaking it. And then at the bottom again, the same rules apply. We utilize different conditioning things. In here, it might be interval repeats on the assault bike. Short, sharp, fast, and hard. Easy. Moving into day 2. We're going to do some upper strength work. That's going to be our focus. So on here, we're going to go maybe a bit of a primer. We're going to go bench. Once we've done that bench press, again, it could be Smith machine press, dumbbell press, barbell bench press, whatever that might be. Again, looking at different exercise patterns, we might do something in and around a push / pull pattern, dumbbell incline press, dumbbell incline rows, prone incline rows, dumbbell flat bench. We might do some neutral grip presses, all sorts of different things that we can play around with here. Lots of stuff. Really, really cool. Up here, we might do some shoulder and scap work. And then we might end with, again, it might just be some rowing repeats, building some intensity. Up here is sprint. So it's always less than 10 seconds. In this one, it might be anywhere from 20 to 60 seconds. Work that glycolytic system. Get it firing on all cylinders. D3, again, it would be either on an A cycle or a B cycle, depending on what you're doing. Go back to what we did in this part here. How can I leverage, let me just get my pencil right. How can I leverage this across all three training systems? And you can see that playing its way. Again, moving into D4, we might go something a bit more explosive related. And on this, really, really simple, ladies and gents, we might go something like, if you can't clean, then we could do power cleans, hand cleans, or we could do heavy swings with kettlebells. That might be the A series. We might go into some jumps and sprints, or we can use sleds. Sleds is a great alternative. We might do some sort of conditioning medley in this part here. So we might opt for using slam balls, using some box jump repeats, some lateral jumps, some presses, some pushes. And this becomes more of an explosive, what we call dynamic effort session. Yeah, dynamic effort. It's not strength to a degree. It is on the strength curve, but it's more dynamic effort in its design. And then finally, we move into this full body session again. So kind of leveraging what we did in this previous session over here, where we had maybe, again, we've done a max effort squat. So over here, maybe it's a deadlift or it's a hinge pattern. Again, that's going to be a great session to start with. We might then opt for some sort of rotational work because we've not done anything rotational. We might do some landmine work here. Might do a landmine superset, which has a single arm push, single arm pull, and maybe a single arm or dual rotation. Really cool way to design a program. It's simple, right? And then to finish off, we might have some core work and stability work with some farmers carries and whatnot to kind of round out what that 5-day-a-week block could look like, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, could look like. Now, we can talk about vertical integration models, and this is where we talk about high stimulus days, moderate stimulus days, and low stimulus days. But I'm going to save that for another training because I think it's going to be really useful and really valuable for anybody that tunes into this. And hopefully it gets you coming back for a little bit more as well. But it's really, really easy in concept when it comes to programming. The smart stuff is designing all the little details with it. And that's about working with a coach, right? That's kind of getting the detail, the nitty-gritty. But hopefully you've got a 3-day, 4-day, 5-day-a-week training program. So how can we make it work? Like, what should some stuff that you should maybe look at? I would say first and foremost, don't chase volume, okay? Do not chase volume. If you chase volume, you will end up absolutely cooking yourself, all right? Chase this wonderful word that we call consistency. If you can just go into the gym and not worry about the load, worry about the quality of the lift, the movement, and really get that right, that's going to be an absolute game changer for you. A big one for me, an absolute big one, that plus sign, right? Recovery. Recovery is what we call a training multiplier. The more you can get this right, the better your training, your progress, your change happens. Simple. Make it a stalwart in your training. One of my favorite tools, use RPE. If you're watching this video right now and you've got this far, thank you. DM me the word training intensifier and I will send you an incredible webinar that we did on understanding rate of perceived exertion, auto-regulation, and reps in reserve for nothing. You can watch it, use it at your pleasure, and hopefully it'll provide you some really, really awesome value. And then finally, fit it around you. If you don't make one of those 3 frameworks fit you, whether it's a 5-day block, a 4-day block, or even a 3-day repeat, then you are going to fall short. It's as simple as that. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. And I kind of want to end on a really, really simple quote here, or a really simple saying that might really resonate with some of you. The best plan isn't the one that looks all shiny and sexy and has got thousands of different exercise patterns and it looks wild and wonderful, or it's thrown on a spreadsheet and it's even harder for you to understand what the hell's going on because there's so much in it. It's the one you actually do over and over and over and over and over again, and it actually makes you feel good living your life. It contributes to stuff that you do, whether you're a parent, a professional, an athlete, an everyday tactical athlete, whatever. It's making the mold fit you. And I'm going to end on, if you want help, if you want to work with a team that's got nearly 100 years of combined coaching experience, which is wild to me, then drop me a DM over on Instagram at Coach Dean Hammond. And I would love nothing more than just have a chat with people, have a conversation with people, whether it's about our one-to-one coaching pathway or whether it's about our Catalyst conjugate pathway, which again is another great tool and resource for so many people listening and maybe watching this right now. Yeah, no fluff. It's all about meeting where you are and giving you something that's actually fit for what you do. So I just want to kind of take the opportunity to say, if you've got this far in the channel, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it. This is something I've put off for a long time in terms of talking to the channel or getting back on this channel, just because life gets in the way. And I want to make it far more consistent. I want to show up each week and give you something that you can actually use. But in the meantime, thank you. That's all I'm going to keep saying. Thank you for listening to this video. Hopefully it's been really, really useful. 30 minutes of nothing but value. And I look forward to catching you all in the next one, which is going to come out very, very soon. Stay tuned. Peace.